Alright, so today, guys, we have staples. You might be thinking, what do you mean staples? Well, we have staple pens. This is specifically the Staples pen that they came out with. So if you don't know, Staples is like everything office related. So they're going to sell pens because, well, office related stuff is pens and much more. So in today's video, we're going to be reviewing Staples pens. That they have their own pens. So if you don't know Staples, you probably already know what Staples is. It's a company it's a store that you could go into. They sell anything office related, like computers, not gaming related, but computers for everyday life. So everyday life things like office related stuff. That's why it's an office related store. It sells pens, papers, it sells pencils, it sells all that. But they are very known for very expensive stuff as well. So in today's video, we're going to be not only reviewing a pen, but reviewing the pen that Staples have made themselves. A company that sells pens made a pen. And today we're going to be reviewing this to see if this is an actual good option for you, or if there is other better ones out there, that these are good ones for you. So we're going to go everything on the packaging, let you know about it. We're going to see the design, see the tubing. We're going to review everything about this pen in under 10 minutes. So let's get to it. So this pen in particular, guys, when I look on everything that I bought, it was pretty expensive. It's PROGEL. It was a $4. So that means that for every single pen in here, it's $1. So every pen in here costs $1, which is better than some at Staples. You know, Staples is very well known to have pens that go up to about $50 for a single pen. So we're going to go over everything you need to know on these. So first off, we got this nice Staples logo up there. Nice color. Then it says on the side, PROGEL pen. Oh, it's known for ultra smooth, quick dry, and long lasting. It also says it's an ergonomic grip. It's black ink, fine 0.7 millimeter, which you can get these in different like millimeters, and it comes with 5 pens. Oh, 5, never mind, I counted wrong. So it's actually less than $1 per pen, so that's really good. Staples PROGEL pen. It says the same thing on here, so you can see tip sizing. There's ultra fine, which is 0.5, fine point, which is 0.7, and bold point, which is 1.0. We got the one that's dark fine, like bold, 0.7. So let's go, guys. Let's see, guys, if we can get this open. Yeah, so we can like rip it from the back over here. They gave us a nice little tab to open up here, so that's a good thing. I have not used these that much. I think I used them once. But, you know me, I forget what they write like, definitely if it's not on camera. I like video recording so I can remember what my experience was to help me with ranking in other videos. So, alright, here it is. So this is a design of the PROGEL. Nothing too in particular, nothing too spectacular, just a nice design. It's got a nice grip. It's not the most comfortable. It's very, very hard. But if you like grips that feel very intact and all that, you would like this one. It feels good. So let's see here. Okay, so it's one of those you just take this part off. There's the spring. Okay, here's the pen itself. So, as you can see, the ink is mainly intact. You can see there's a lot of ink in here still, so that's good. Alright, guys, so let's unbox this. Let's, get to the review now. We spent 3 minutes talking about it. Let's get to the review. So first, you always want to take off these because that's how you have to write. It's to protect the pen. Alright, guys, here we go. Let's get to the writing, shall we? Okay. Now, I always put these in my videos. I always put the man of her dreams in there. I don't know why. I just do. And that S, I hate having S's that are far apart. I like having it this way. So the writing does not feel as, for a pen that's cheap like this, yeah, and it's by a company that's not very known to create too many pens. To sell, it's a different story, but to make, yeah, I can kind of expect not the best results. I'm not hating on Staples at all. Definitely the pen is not the worst. I've had worse pens. But the writing is very scratchy, so if you like writing that isn't very scratchy, this pen is not for you. Because you can tell there's very, resisting of writing, so, okay, now it's better. Okay. Yeah, at first it was bad. Maybe it was just the way I was writing, as much pressure as I put down. But the writing, I'm going to say it's a 9 out of 10. It could be better, but I like it. Okay, so whatever that was. Alright, let's do the clicking test real quick. If you can hear that, that's a clicking test. Clicking test. That is a 10 out of 10 clicking. No resisting there. There's no resistment. Like there's no resisting, so you can actually click without anything. Last thing I want to review real quick is something very, very in particular that we need to do. It is called a stroking test. It helps us detect if there's any inconsistency in the ink when you do the stroking. So you just want to do lines. And then we're going to take the camera, guys, the nice looking iPad Pro M4, and you're going to look at here and see if there is anything on here. It looks very good. Now, what we don't want to see is any white. Like right there, so there's a little bit of white right there on those lines. That white shows a little bit of inconsistency where it doesn't stay as bold as it was on the top. You can see on the top, it's bold, it's very black, but you can see it somehow gets a little bit more whiter as you go down here. So you don't want to see too much of that. I mean, a little bit's okay, but if you see a lot, then that shows a lot of inconsistency. So the inconsistent test, I think, does very well. We do have to do the smear test. But I do like this test, and it shows that the pen does not have too much problems. Which is a good thing, because we don't want to see a bad pen, you know? So, finally, we have this test over here. Stroking test. It's a 8.5 out of 10. It's not perfect because there was a little bit of white. But let's do the smear test, guys. Okay, we'll zoom in down here. We'll put the book up further. Yeah, there we go. Let's do that right there. Okay, so do 1, 2. So it seems like it dries after 1 second. So that's good. I would say it would consider it's a fast drying. It doesn't take longer than a second to dry. So we'll say smear test. I'm gonna probably give it a 10 out of 10, although it did fail. It's still known as fast drying. It's not gonna say instant drying. That would be definitely a very bad test then. But as you can see, we gave it a 10 out of 10. So overall, I mean, this pen would be a very well considered, I'm going to have to say a 9.7 out of 10. Because although it didn't do well it did okay on the stroking test, and it did okay with the writing, these are still very high scores. Okay, these are all very high scores. I've gave a lot of pens lower scores than that. If you know the pen reviews I've done on the channel or on of the particular like shorts, you would know I gave a lot of pens a very bad score. So, all right, guys. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.